Welcome to Sound Unlimited for all things newsy, juicy, sporty, tasty, and more.
Since the Meyiwa Trial judge, Ratha Mokgoatlheng, has apologized for his conduct on Friday. The conduct in question emanated from a request by Adv Mnisi to be granted leave of absence on Monday because he would be driving back from the Comrades Marathon. The judge also made generalized racial remarks to the effect that a white advocate would never make such a request, thus impugning the behavior of black advocates. This is what he said on Friday.
It's from Adv Mnisi. Okay, let's read it. Dear colleague, it's not addressed to me because I'm not his colleague. May you kindly convey my humble request of leave of absence on Monday, the 9th June, 2025, to the Honorable Judge. The reason for my unavailability on this date is that I will be running the Comrades Marathon on Sunday, the 8th of June 2020, and will be driving back on the following day, being the Monday. That I have referred to. I know this may affect the proceedings in the above mentioned matter, but may I apologize in advance for the inconvenience to be occasioned by this request. Kind regards. Now this is what I talk about. Mr. Mnisi doesn't think he can write to me directly. He writes to me through my registrar, Ashley, and the lady in front here. And he says they must tell me that he's not coming to court on Monday. He'll be running the Comrades Marathon. Mr. Ngumal, what do you think about this type of letter? I don't know, it's not even a letter, it's written in a...
My Lord, honestly, I'll need to remain silent already.
No, you don't have to remain silent.
I have no comment.
Would you do that? You, would you do that?
No, I haven't. I've never done it.
Yeah, fine. But would you do that?
No, I don't do that.
Mr. Ramusepedi?
As the court pleases, my Lord, I think the proper procedure between the communication between His Lordship is normally through the registrar. And then if Mr. Mnisi, perhaps like it arrived now, I'm not in his mind, perhaps he was still going to raise it with the court, but the proper procedure, from my understanding, is via the registrar. Is the court?
No, this can't be via the registrar. He's telling the registrar to tell me that he won't be around on Monday. Is that proper?
My Lord, that's how far I can take it regarding that submission, my Lord. Mr. Mnisi is here before court.
No, he has written this. And so I don't know what I must do because this I'm told I'm not coming to court on Monday. I'll be driving back. What is this? Mr. Baloyi, what do you think about this type of address?
As Mr. Ramusepedi pointed out, I think normal courtesy dictates that we communicate through the registrar and not directly with the judge. And I think that's what Adv Mnisi had in mind. We never communicate directly with the judge, and I think that's what the ethics also dictates. So
you communicate through the registrar to tell the judge that I won't be coming to court on Monday?
Yes. I think in instances where counsel wants to communicate directly with the judge, then a meeting will be arranged in chambers and all the parties will be there. But if a party wants to perhaps convey a message to the judge, then they would channel it through the registrar. That would be the normal practice, my lord.
So I'm not going to respond. If Mr. Mnisi doesn't want to come to court on Monday, that's his business. I will be in court. And the JP expects me to be in court. Can't tell the JP somebody is going to run the marathon. So the case should stop. Everybody should watch the marathon, I suppose. You know, Judge Mba is an athlete. He always runs the 2 oceans and the comrades. Judge Matopo, who's in the Constitutional Court. And it's nice to know that, amongst other things I did, Matopo, we used to alternate with this principal when he was serving articles. The same thing with Judge Mba. They're juniors to me. Even the JP himself, when I was already admitted, he was serving articles. Some of them, I got them articles. Judge Stoker also is an athlete. But he will never take time to say, I'm not coming to court because I'm going to be running the marathon. Never. At the West, I know Judge Mbao would make arrangements that he must expand part of his leave during that time so that he doesn't interfere with the timetable of the court. This case, people were talking justice delayed, justice denied, 10 years, no justice, case is just dragging on. The family is distraught, the brothers, the relatives, even they accuse themselves. They've been 2 to 3 years in custody. And here's this stupid judge called Ratha Mokgoatlheng. You allow a person who's representing 2 of the accused here to go and run a marathon. I must go and tell the JP. When the JP asked me, why were you not sitting, or the DJP, why were you not sitting on Monday? No, we're waiting for Adv Mnisi to come drive back to Joburg, to wherever, because he was running a marathon. This is South Africa, run by blacks. I can tell you now, even if you call me an Uncle Tom, I don't think a white advocate can have the gall to ask me that. Never.
And today, on Monday, he apologized.
Yeah, there's one thing I must attend to. All of us, I suppose, we read newspapers. This is proper that I should address this issue. But initially I want to say I have been 26 years on the bench as an acting judge and as a judge. I have never, ever, ever behaved the way I did on Friday. And I've been 30 years as an attorney. Before I became a judge, 30 years I was an attorney. I spoke to the JP, and the JP spoke to me together with the DJP. And the JP rightfully excoriated me for my conduct, that it is not befitting of a judge of my experience and stature, that I should have behaved like I did. And I agree. My conduct was questionable and incorrect. And my wife also, who I thought, young Saba is afraid of me, told me that I should apologize to the whole of South Africa because I am worse than the attorneys who apparently steal the monies of clients in the RAF matter. She was reading a paper the other day about the fact that attorneys apparently, and they are colorless. stole about 1.5 billion of RAF funds which belong to clients. And I wish now to tender my sincerest apologies. It's contra my nature to do that. I have a son, he just died recently, who's an advocate. He's older than you, Ms. Mshololo. He was born in 1968. He died because of lymphatic cancer. I think he would have also have been disappointed at my conduct. That's why I say I heartily and unreservedly, with no qualification, apologize to my colleagues here, to the accused. They say I mustn't call you the accused. They are correct. The gentleman in front of me. And I've also been accused of being a racist. I want to just talk one or two things about me as a person without being a lawyer. I grew up in the house of Moses Kotane. Nelson Mandela used to come at home, Walter Sisulu, even Robert Sobukwe, before he broke away from the ANC. My father was involved as a member of the ANC and the Communist Party. He would be mortified to hear that I am a racist. And another thing which you may not know, my great-grandmother was a German. She was born in Bochum. Apparently he met some German priest, meaning my grandmother was a German. And I recall that she used to cut her hair, crop it short, so that people mustn't realize that she's got white blood. So I know everything about racism. I grew up also under the tutelage of the late Bishop Tutu. I was talking to his son, Trevor, yesterday at the seminary. So if you want to know me, whether I'm a racist or not, you can ask, for instance, Archbishop Thabo Makgoba, Father Mkhatshwa, Professor Lesiba Tefu, Professor Seth Cooper, Professor Bani Pichana. I used to be a member of SASO. We founded SASO, 1968. I wasn't a leading light, but at Fort Hare, I was the secretary of the branch there. You can confirm that with Judge Selby Bakwa, who's here. And subsequently, I became a member of the Black People's Convention after the ANC was banned. And subsequently, I became a member of AZAPO, and I was the Secretary for Legal Affairs and Sport when Mrs. Kware was the president of AZAPO. I cut my teeth in politics together with Cyril Ramaphosa. He was my junior, actually, in politics. And I mean, I was tutored by people like Thabo Mbeki. He'd be shocked to hear that I'm a racist. So if people say I'm a racist, maybe I'm not aware of that. But if I trampled on any nobody's toes because of my racism. Despite being an adherent to the Freedom Charter, 1955, I was there in Kliptown with my father. I wish to apologize for being a racist. I'll try and mend my ways, but I can tell you, it's not a conscious thing about me to be a racist. So I apologize. And the gentleman in front of me, if you believe that I, as a judge, I'm so useless, dumb, paluka, moho, etc., and you think you can't get a fair trial from me, please tell me. I'll recuse myself. I don't want to impose myself on people who doubt my integrity, honor, and dignity. And I mean it. If you think this judge, the way he's a racist, the way he doesn't care for the Constitution, he's not fit to be our judge, please tell me, and I'll recuse myself. Yeah, so that is the apology. My wife actually said to me, I must apologize even to the people of South Africa. And then I asked him jokingly, even the undocumented foreigners, he says, everybody. So I wish to apologize even to the politicians, because I'm told even politicians are worried about me. They want to summon me to Parliament. Don't know for what. And most graciously, I want to apologize to the Chief Justice Maya, to Chief Justice Zondo, to Chief Justice Mokgoatlheng, and to all these colleagues. In particular, for instance, the Kgang Moseneke, Willie Seriti, because those are the contemporaries I started with. And I was also phoned by persons I've tutored as attorneys and advocates. Some of them are on the bench. Some of them are at the Constitutional Court. They were also shocked that I'm a racist. Okay, so I hope you accept my apology. And I also want to apologize to all the judges, all the magistrates, all the prosecutors, all the students who are studying law, even those who are not studying law, all the religious leaders, and anybody in South Africa who felt slighted and felt insulted, as the newspapers are saying, by my conduct.
Thanks for watching.